We're gonna surprise Gavin with his dream supercharger. He has no idea it's coming and he's gonna freak out.
No way!
Cheap superchargers are kind of our thing here at the Rad Factory. First we tried Temu.
It sounds horrendous!
It did not go well.
Did we just blow up the motor?
Then we tried Amazon.
It's crazy!
It worked for slightly longer.
That's mind-blowing.
But then blew the motor. Twice.
We should probably push it out of the road.
Yep. Unfortunately, they don't sell these on Temu, and this was more expensive than all of our Temu superchargers put together. But it's gonna be worth it when we see the look on his face. He'll be here any second. Let's get this hidden.
Camera's out, so it's a real surprise. This is either a surprise in the sense that this is gonna be the best thing ever, or you're like, surprise, I've got a huge ass project for you. And either way, is this a surprise?
It may be a little bit of both. I mean, you did tell me that we can't take on any more projects until we get the truck done for SEMA, and I did hear that.
And
then something popped up on Marketplace that I just had to have. You know how it goes.
I'm nervous. Let's see what you did.
I don't know if you're gonna like it or not, but
Oh, dude. There's a box?
There's a box.
That's a box. Alright.
And a knife.
This is nerve-wracking. We have 34 days worth of stuff to do on the Porsche and 32 days until SEMA. So whatever's in this box.
Don't forget about the 17 for the Miata.
Yeah, so whatever's in this box, unless it's finished, is a bit of the wrong kind of surprise. Oh snap, dude! What? No way! What?
Gotcha.
What? Are you freaking kidding me, dude? What? How? Where? Are you kidding me, dude?
Just, the Marketplace find came through, literally.
I have every search on the internet locked for this. Where did you find this? What?
He's been sending me so many of these for years that my Marketplace is kind of like maybe even a little bit ahead. I don't know, because it popped up.
I jacked up your algorithm by sending you so many of these. That is so sick, my guy. Oh, feel how buttery that is, dude. That's better than any one of the superchargers that this channel has started with ever. And some of them were brand new.
So he said it was making a little bit of weird noise, but I think to me it's this bearing.
Oh yeah, that sounds like trash.
Yeah, so that's probably what needs just a fresh bearing in there.
Yeah, and that's a cheap bearing. Like that's literally just one screw center bearing. Oh my, I've wanted one of these for no less than 6 years. This is sick, bud. Thanks. Oh my God.
Do we think it'll be faster than the supercharged Miata? That's the real question after this is on.
They're both dogs. Like, I think if I took the topper and the bed out, because I've got 600-700 pounds worth of junk in that truck, just like as it sits. I think if I took the topper off, I'd have you. For once, I feel confident that a supercharger on this channel won't be absolute trash. I've owned like 5 or 6 old Toyotas like this. I've always loved Toyotas.
If you love Toyotas as much as Gavin, make sure and head over to theradfactory.com and pick up a shirt just like this to show your love for Toyotas.
My wife and I use the absolute bejesus out of this thing, but it's really heavy. This topper is an old topper from the 70s that folds out. It's like the original rooftop tent. It's called a Wildernest, but it weighs like 300 pounds. I've got this big beefy box full of junk, and it's really helpful camping, but this truck was from the factory super underpowered, and that's why I've always wanted one of these superchargers. I'm beyond stoked to see what this does. Let's get this thing installed.
We're at Gavin's shop today because mine is filled up with the Porsche truck we're building for SEMA. Make sure and go check out that series if you haven't already. The day Gavin has been waiting for years and years is finally here. We're installing the supercharger in his Tacoma.
It's probably 7 years I've wanted a supercharger in one of these trucks. And today, I get one. I'm stoked.
And he could be even more excited that it's going to be way easier than any of the Miata superchargers that we've done.
I've already loosened everything out. It should be literally as easy as we pull this off, take out the spark plugs, swap those out, and then just bolt the supercharger on. Slap the tensioner on, Like, it's so easy.
It's just Toyota, so it's gonna work.
But hopefully this will at least be like as fast as a regular Honda Fit now. We're fixing used parts problem. This bolt is pretty jacked up right there on the end, so I'm gonna try and clean that up so I don't ruin the only place it can possibly go in the car. This is just what happens when you're dealing with used parts. It's not the end of the world, but you just gotta make sure you check every single nut and bolt, because that easily could have destroyed the mounting hole on the engine block, and then we'd really be up a creek without a paddle. Now I don't have to fear for my engine block. Good as used. Old pulley versus really nice. So hopefully we don't have to rebuild anything. That was probably what was making the sound. Oh yeah. So this is one of the weird things about these 3.4s that I've never understood. That's the stock intake gasket, but it's a round hole in the actual throttle body. So you can see the difference. I have no idea why, but all of the 3.4s came with this. And it's just classic Toyota to just make everything produce as little power as possible, so this car will do a 500,000 miles. I believe that'll just come right off. Yeah, there we go. Come on.
I got 110. As we know from our Miata engine experience, there's always one more bolt.
Now let's see if we can take out. There's another one.
Always one more.
Incredible. Gently clean out that surface and get it taped up so that we don't drop anything into our intake. Wow, I didn't clean that off enough. Now let's see. Now we're talking. So thanks to Timmy the Toolman YouTube channel. As a part of their tutorial, they actually have this in their description. It's literally just a thing from Toyota specifically to make room for the nose cone of the Supercharger. I've already marked that out, so now I just need to go ahead and cut it. There's at least a half dozen ways you could do this. I'm gonna try this little coping saw. It's taken a little while, but at least it's nice and controlled. Whoa!
Whoa.
There we go.
Where did that go?
These little diamond files aren't really doing enough though. So these are, I think, 1 or 2 steps colder. These are an IK22. That's just what all the forums say to run. So gonna go ahead and plop these in there. It's real now. Got Loctite going on. All right, we got our top bolt torqued in, which means now we can put the belt on. Nice. That did not sound like it hit the ground, which means it's in my fan shroud, I think. Ooh, she's got a lot of dirt in there. Okay, very graceful, this process. I feel like Jesse from Fast and Furious. This is the first time I've ever had a laptop while I'm working on a car.
Thankfully, that laptop is not plugged into the truck or we'd be having some issues.
I'm just looking up torque specs. Usually it's a lot more eyeballing it. So we're throwing a little check valve in between our throttle body and the motor. Basically, this just keeps air from going into the throttle body. So there's just a little bit of air that comes out, so you know once that's on, air can't go into the throttle body, which is important. So that'll get plugged back into our throttle body. We should be good to put our supercharger on. Big stuff is about to happen. I'm fired up. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful supercharger. Ever so gently. I can't see anything back there. There we go.
Were we gonna change the oil? Did you do it?
I've not changed the oil. I did change it relatively recently.
I meant supercharger oil. Does it?
Oh, we absolutely were gonna do that. 100% need to do that because it's really annoying to do it when it's on the truck. That's a super good point.
You guys are always honest about the supercharger oil, and then classic Rabbit Factory forgot.
Man,
That wasn't good.
sure wasn't. This thing was already pretty stripped out, and I was hoping the impact would help me, but it did not. Not ideal.
It's always the supercharger oil. It's so easy. It just bolts right in.
It would if someone hadn't bought me a used one.
Just be happy you get any.
Oh man, come on. Oh, there we go. Watch perfect oil come out of this.
Hey, there's some oil.
It's a little dirty. Yeah, it's a little low. This one you fill it up like a transfer case. So this thing will be halfway full, yeah. Good catch, Dylan, good catch. Crisis averted. I was able to get some. Fortunately, I timed it perfectly and the store closed at 4 and I got there at exactly 4:05. So we're lucky we have this at all. Fill it till you spill it, you know? It's like 1.5 of these should be about right. And our handy dandy little tightener. I think this will just, there we go. All right.
Well, how's your tensioner supposed to work?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which way does it go?
It's so easy to install. You just bolt it right up. He said that so many times, and here we are.
I think I just routed it wrong. Because it goes.
Because the tensioner pulls this way. Oh man, it's got a lot of tensioning.
There you go.
I'm sure everything's over torqued by now anyway.
Well, that's not. I knew that was going to happen.
What just happened?
It grabbed the blanket.
What is this bracket?
I'm making a bracket to relocate our dipstick so it doesn't rub into stuff. That'll hold a dipstick. Fiddly little bracket. Sweet. So that's everything you've got?
That's full there.
Like to the floor? So technically there's still some play.
Does it seem okay there?
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Look at that.
It's almost there.
Is that supposed to be rubber?
It's supposed to be like silicone. Like
No,
very
it's supposed
soft.
to be very soft, yeah.
That's hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, soften it up a little.
Warm WD-40. That's my favorite smell.
Yeah,
It's so good.
So.
Oh, that worked so good.
That's all you needed. All right, well, we'll turn it over and make sure nothing blows up.
A bunch of you guys were asking us to start a membership for our channel, so we're super excited to announce that we have.
Honestly, we didn't even think to do this. This was just an organic idea that came from you guys, the fans, the subscribers, just in the comments, and we've got a bunch of cool stuff set up for you.
The most exciting, we're going to be doing a monthly live stream that is just for the members. We'll get to live chat with you guys, answer questions.
You'll get a bunch of behind the scenes look at what this stuff actually takes to make.
And it'll be a huge support to our channel so we can just do bigger and better things down the road. So hit that join button right down below this video.
Genuinely stoked. Moment of truth.
7 years, you've wanted this, now you got it.
Let's see if it works.
Feel the power?
Cranking on it. Yeah, that's wide open. It doesn't sound good. What is rattling?
I mean, when you buy anything used, and he did say it needed a rebuild, we just thought maybe he was wrong. There's some supercharger noise.
I don't know what to make of that knock. That doesn't sound great.
Let's take the belt off and turn it in my hand and see how it feels.
So that is why I'm slightly confused, is it actually feels great by hand.
Pressure
That was
off.
why we didn't crack it.
That's the noise though.
Yeah. Like there's no slop. It feels like it's coming from this side for sure.
I kind of thought that too. Like more in the front. Yeah, right here.
So there's a chance it just needs a nose cone. Let's do a test drive over. Either way, I gotta fill up on gas. There's a little squeak there. A little tiny baby supercharger squeak. I mean, it is driving. So
Right. I mean, yeah.
we didn't grenade anything. We don't have any check engine lights so far. I will say that noise is disconcerting. Is it a today problem or is it a next month problem? It's for sure a next 6 months problem, I think. This is my daily driver.
We made it half a mile to the gas station, and now it's idling weird, so...
Safety check.
We're at like 400 RPM. Seems really low.
I can hear a vacuum leak though.
No, I figured that one might be in trouble. I wonder if we can just cut that.
Do we have a cutting device?
I should, yeah. So we're gonna start a little ways in. So the real problem is this hose is 1,000 billion years old. Man, remember having a bunch of fun with the intake? It's that, but it's just smaller. Oh, got it.
Just spit on it a little, Gavin.
Sometimes you just gotta spit on it, push a little harder. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now let's try.
All right, are we boosted?
We're back at a happy place. Yeah, that doesn't sound like what a bearing's supposed to sound like if it's happy. Well, the good news is this is my only car.
All right, open this bad girl up. Let's see what you got.
There you go. There's for sure some juice there in second. I'm curious to see what happens after driving it for a while, whether or not it just grenades or if it gets better. Oh yeah, that's way faster. Which is crazy because I know this is still tremendously slow.
Well, as usual, we have supercharger issues. Nothing ever works just right.
To be fair, you bought this from someone who said it needed a rebuild. Like, it's not like, oh my God, it needs a rebuild. They told you before you even gave them money that this needed a rebuild.
So it's been about a week on the noisy supercharger. How's she holding up?
So far, so good. We do have a check engine light, but that's just for emission stuff. Honestly, it is noticeable. Like, the computer's learning a little bit. It does really, really good on the highway. Like, I can overtake people now, and that never happened before, so I'm stoked. Overall, I'd say this is a win. Like, of all of our supercharger projects, this was the easiest, and so far seems to be the best.
So this thing does need a rebuild, but then we will take it to the dyno, maybe do a race against the supercharged Miata. If you guys want to see that, leave a comment.
This is not going to be the end of the old white Tacoma. We hope to do some wild stuff to this.
Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Stay rad.
And thank you, Dylan, for being rad.